His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa received a cable of congratulations from His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa following the UN General Assembly's adoption of Bahrain's initiative to designate January 28th as the International Day for Peaceful Coexistence. His Royal Highness said that the UN's recognition of Bahrain's initiative, proposed through the King Hamad Global Center for Peaceful Coexistence, reflects the kingdom's global leadership in promoting tolerance and peaceful coexistence. He highlighted Bahrain's distinguished international standing in humanitarian efforts and its role in advancing a message of unity and fraternity. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Prime Minister wished His Majesty continued success in leading Bahrain's progress and prosperity. The visits of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa to Ramadan majlises reaffirm Bahrain's great legacy and the importance of preserving the heritage of our forefathers.
In line with His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister's commitment to connect with the people of Bahrain, he has begun his annual visits to various majlises throughout the kingdom during the blessed month of Ramadan. During these visits, His Royal Highness extends his warm wishes for the holy month and emphasizes the exemplary qualities of the Bahraini community and its unified national identity, which have been nurtured by the people of Bahrain and continuously reinforced by His Majesty the King. These gatherings with Majlis leaders and members serve as a comprehensive platform that enriches the spirit of the Bahraini family, reflecting the strength and diversity of our societal fabric throughout history. Such visits not only strengthen social bonds, but also reinforce the nation's shared values. They are vital for fostering unity and driving progress, ensuring a brighter future for the Kingdom of Bahrain.
Under the patronage of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa and in the presence of the chairman of the Isa bin Salman Education Charitable Trust, chairman of the Labour Fund Tamkeen, chairman of the Rashid Equestrian and Horse Racing Club High Committee, His Royal Highness Sheikh Isa bin Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, alongside Vice Chairman of the Supreme Council for Environment and Vice Chairman of the Rashid Equestrian and Horse Racing Club High Committee, His Highness Sheikh Faisal bin Rashid Al Khalifa, the King Hamad Cup Horse Racing Festival commenced at the Rashid Equestrian and Horse Racing Club in Arafah. The race was attended by their excellencies, prominent figures and representatives of the sponsoring entities, in addition to a large audience of enthusiasts. The winners of the final round of the Bahrain International Championship were crowned. His Highness Sheikh Faisal bin Rashid Al Khalifa presented the International Handicap Cup to His Highness Sheikh Sultan ad-Din bin Mohammed bin Salman Al Khalifa and awarded trophies to the winning trainer and jockey. His Highness Sheikh Faisal bin Rashid received the Al Fatih Cup, sponsored by Babco Energies, from CEO of Babco Energies, Mark Thomas, who also presented trophies to the winning trainer and jockey. The CEO of Rashid Equestrian and Horse Racing Club, Yusuf Osama Bouhaji, also honoured the top point-scoring owners in the Bahrain International Champions. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Abdulatif bin Rashid Al Zayani, participated in the 163rd GCC ministerial meeting in Mecca, Saudi Arabia. The meeting was chaired by Kuwait's Minister of Foreign Affairs, President of the current GCC ministerial session, Abdullah Ali Al Yahya, in the presence of their Highnesses and Excellencies, GCC Foreign Ministers and GCC Secretary General Jassim Mohammed Al Budaiwi. The meeting discussed the outcomes of the negotiations for the free trade agreement between the Gulf Cooperation Council and international countries and groups, as well as the joint ministerial meetings between the GCC and friendly countries and ways to expand its areas to serve mutual interests. The Council discussed regional developments and ways to enhance cooperation and coordination in following up on the outcomes of the Emergency Arab Summit held in Egypt regarding the Palestinian issue and the situation in Gaza. The Council affirmed its commitment to the strength and cohesion of the GCC, the unity of its members, and achieving greater coordination, integration and connection in all fields to realize the aspirations of their citizens, emphasizing that the states stand united in facing any threat to any of the member countries. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Abdulatif bin Rashid Al Zayani, participated in the joint ministerial meeting between GCC foreign ministers and Egypt, held in Mecca, Saudi Arabia. The meeting was chaired by Kuwait's Minister of Foreign Affairs, President of the current GCC ministerial session, Abdullah Ali Al Yahya, while Egypt was represented by the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Migration and Egyptians Abroad, Dr. Badr Abdel Ati. GCC Secretary General Jassim Mohammed Al Budaiwi was also present. Talks focused on strengthening historical ties between the GCC and Egypt. They also addressed enhancing cooperation in various fields for their shared interests. The GCC Secretariat was assigned to coordinate with Egypt on implementing joint cooperation plans in key areas, and both sides also agreed to hold the GCC Egypt Investment Forum in the second half of the year. The meeting reviewed regional developments, ongoing challenges and joint Arab efforts to promote security and stability. The ministers emphasized their commitment to supporting the upcoming international conference for the reconstruction of Gaza, to be hosted by Egypt, and addressed regional and international issues. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Zayani, participated in the joint ministerial meeting of their Excellencies, the GCC Ministers of Foreign Affairs and the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan, held in Mecca, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. The meeting was chaired by Kuwait's Minister of Foreign Affairs, President of the current GCC ministerial session, Abdullah Ali Al Yahya, while Jordan was chaired by Deputy Prime Minister, Minister of Foreign Affairs and Expatriates, Dr. Ayman Al Safadi. The meeting discussed ways to enhance the historical brotherly relations between GCC and Jordan. They also discussed the latest regional developments and ways to strengthen cooperation and coordination regarding the various challenges facing the countries of the region. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Abdulatif bin Rashid Al Zayani, participated in the joint ministerial meeting of their Excellencies, GCC Ministers of Foreign Affairs and the Syrian Arab Republic, held in Mecca, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. The meeting was presided over by Kuwait's Minister of Foreign Affairs, President of the current GCC ministerial session, Abdullah Ali Al Yahya, while the Syrian side was chaired by its Foreign Minister, Asad Al Shibani. GCC Secretary General Jassim Mohammed Al Budaiwi was also present. The meeting discussed the strong brotherly relations between the GCC and Syria, along with ways to enhance joint cooperation to support the efforts of the Syrian interim government in protecting Syria's sovereignty, independence and the safety of its people, as well as maintaining security and stability. The ministers discussed the GCC action plan concerning Syria, emphasizing the Council's support for the Syrian leadership and its efforts to achieve the aspirations of the Syrian people for development, reconstruction and prosperity. The Council tasked the General Secretariat with coordinating between member states, Syria, active countries and international organizations related to the Syrian issue to prepare for an international conference on Syria, ensuring the mobilization of necessary resources to restore stability, recovery and reconstruction. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Zayani, participated in a joint ministerial meeting between GCC foreign ministers and the Kingdom of Morocco in Saudi Arabia. The meeting was co-chaired by Kuwait's Minister of Foreign Affairs, President of the current ministerial session, Abdullah Ali Yahya, representing the GCC, alongside the Moroccan's Minister of Foreign Affairs, African Cooperation and Moroccans living abroad, Nasser Bourita. Secretary-General of the GCC, Jasser Mohammed al-Budaywi, attended this meeting too. The meeting reviewed the long-standing historical and fraternal ties between the GCC and Morocco within the framework of their strategic partnership, assessed progress and means to enhance cooperation in political, economic and developmental fields to serve their mutual interests. The Council assigned its General Secretariat with coordinating with Morocco to convene technical working group meetings in line with a joint action plan to strengthen the strategic partnership across all fields. The meeting discussed the latest regional developments and ongoing efforts to restore security and stability in the region, as well as means to develop cooperation and coordination on regional and international challenges while exchanging support in international forums. Bahrain has concluded its participation in the International Tourism Berlin exhibition, ITB Berlin, one of the world's leading tourism exhibitions and the most prominent meeting place for the travel and tourism industry. Bahrain's pavilion at the fair showcased cultural heritage and traditional arts, where visitors had the opportunity to discover exceptional traditional crafts and the beauty of Arabic calligraphy. Bahrain's pavilion also featured national companies specialized in tourism, culture and related exhibitions, and their presence proved the importance of tourism to Bahrain's national income. In official meetings held by Bahrain's delegation, represented by the Bahrain Tourism and Exhibition Authority, project leaders discussed ways of cooperation, support and services provided by government agencies to international tour operators arriving in Bahrain. The participation of Bahrain, represented by BTEA, along with the tourism and hotel sector, as well as the national carrier, contributes to enhancing interaction with international visitors and companies of common interest. The Royal Humanitarian Foundation has launched its annual initiative Iftar for the Fasting during the blessed month of Ramadan, benefiting 700 people daily through the daily production of meals. This initiative is part of the Foundation's efforts to diversify its community initiatives and contribute to charitable work during Ramadan. The Iftar for the Fasting initiative is implemented through the Netaj Khair al-Bahrain under the supervision of 17 mothers and children from the foundation. The team overseeing this initiative continuously coordinates with the relevant authorities to ensure the successful implementation of this initiative, distributing 700 iftar meals daily under the supervision of the RHF, with significant support and cooperation from supporting institutions.